Okay, guys, if you've been around for a little while now talking about all this Sweet Baby Ink stuff, all the crazy vapid people in games journalism from sites like Kotaku running cover for them, all this DEI woke crap that we have with the localizers in gaming, I'm sure you know the name Alyssa Mercante. She is the one over at Kotaku who wrote this dreadful article talking about how Sweet Baby Ink doesn't do what some gamers think it does. And she has gone on this interview tour and she has been like massively running cover for all this DEI crap that we've seen in all the games industry, as well as all the localizers and everything else, okay? Alyssa Mercante famously has pretty much everybody on Twitter blocked. She has pretty much shut down her account for the most part. But, you know, you can still see some of her old tweets here, things about how you can't be racist against white people, most famously. Then you see here talking about how racism is about systems of power, therefore you can't be racist against white people, the dominant group that maintains and rules all power systems in the Western world, period, with like 12 period, or with a bunch of D's at the end there. Said, I have stood on this business since I left my Long Island bubble nearly 2 decades ago, thank you, and know you're pseudo-intellectual little, well, what if you swap in the word black for white? Shit doesn't work because race doesn't exist in a vacuum, and the effects of the last couple centuries of racist institutions are still here prevalent every day, thank you, kick rocks. Okay, so she's crazy. Alyssa Mercante is unhinged, but there are a million more in games journalism just like her. We've talked about Ash Parrish over on The Verge. We've covered a whole bunch of people. Well, most notably today is the Gamespot editor Jessica Cogswell, who has now gone on this unhinged rant against gamers, calling them incel gamer dudes, and has previously shared animus against white people. And this article is from That Park Place, who does fantastic coverage on all this stuff. Really awesome website. And you can see some of the responses that Jessica Cogswell and Ryan Easby, who has hinted at wanting to do violent things to Mark Kern, who goes by Grums on Twitter in the past, talking about how That Park Place has been covering both of them. And you see Jessica saying, LMAO, wow, someone is obsessed with me. And Ryan's like, oh, hey, you got one too. And she's like, this shit is absolutely unhinged. And he's like, it's just 1,500 words parodying our Twitter verbatim, followed by a series of insults. He's even putting them on YouTube in a video form. The comments are hilarious, though. So they think this is just funny. Well, we're going to go through this article. There is a lot. We're going to try to pick out the most notable pieces, but she has just gone insane, it would seem. So the article here says, GameSpot editor Jessica Cogswell took to social media to attack video game players as incel gamer dudes after previously sharing an animus against white people. At the end of March, Cogswell wrote on X, man, I don't know how all these incel gamer dudes are expecting games to have hot characters and characters representative of them at the same time. Well, again, I don't know what she's talking about having characters representative of them at the same time. The average gamer who just wants to see good-looking characters on a screen doesn't want representation in the game. That's a completely idiotic statement. And then she added, LMAO at these replies, get a life, weirdos. She concluded the thread writing, when did we ever say we wanted representation? Every other effing time your collective tweets, it's about how woke characters and women are in every role, and you miss cis hetero white men being allowed in things. Again, completely missing the point. This is somebody who looks at the world through a racial and political lens at everything she sees and doesn't realize that a white cis or just straight man isn't worried about representation of a straight white man per se. It's the fact that when you simply remove them from the equation, every freaking chance you get, we start to notice. Again, the general audiences, the majority of people, whether it's gamers or moviegoers or whatever, we've been fine with diversity for decades. You know, we've seen movies featuring black men, white men, black women, Asian women. It doesn't matter. As long as the story is good, the character's well acted, and everything is, done as well and top notch as you could possibly, do, people are going to enjoy it if it has a good, clear, concise, enjoyable message. That's just the way it works. And then she goes on, it says, in March 2023, Cogswell declared she would stop using the term JRPG and declared that white people should not comment on the subject. She wrote, I've used the term JRPG for years, and honestly, Hannah is completely right, and I'm going to stop. It is a category that doesn't need to exist. Games should be separated by content, not the race of the people creating them. I think this is one of those things we need to do away with. Interesting. Okay, I could get down with that, but how does she feel about Black History Month? Just saying. Even if you don't mean it in a negative way, think about how it comes across for a few minutes, and I think you'll realize it feels a bit ick. Sure, we can talk about the differences between Western RPGs and Eastern RPGs, but Western should not be the default for the term RPG. She concluded her thread with telling white people not to comment on the use of the term. Also, I think if you're white, please consider thinking before tweeting. Actually, I don't know that it's racist because, then promptly delete that tweet and listen to the opinions of the people you're putting in a box. This is one more of these times where you have one of these woke white women or just liberal women who's just saying, oh yeah, you just need to stop and listen to these people. You know, don't talk. Now's the time for them to speak and you to listen. The amount of white women I see constantly mourning the queen or RBG when there are POC and trans women being attacked and in need of support is giving me a constant headache. Wow, and this was from September of 2022, and she posted originally, sorry, but I'm very tired of certain groups of feminists mourning the death of very old problematic white women, while remaining quiet when women of color had their whole lives ahead of them are murdered. Wow. Cogswell also took the issue of the racial makeup of Xbox leadership team in January of 2022. She responded to a post from Gamespot writer Sanaya Ahmed, who reacted to a post of Xbox's game leadership. Ahmed wrote, this is barely diverse, this is below the bare minimum. And you can see this is the gaming leadership team right here, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women. I'm really confused, what's wrong with that? Oh, it's that they're the wrong color. Cogswell responded, yeah, I've been seeing people praise this and I'm so confused. In response to a follow-up from Ahmed, she added, there are like 13 people on this board and 10 are white. They're white people. They work at Xbox and they're white? Get out of here, that's crazy. It just goes on and on and on. And, you know, we could go through this for hours, but there's a few more that I just want to touch on here. So you have this right here, says, December 2021, Cogswell claimed that straight white men are able to get opportunities without having a voice or personality on social media. Oh my God, so false. So beyond false, it's not even funny. She reacted to a post from BuzzFeed News reporter Kelsey Weekman reacting to a report from Neiman Lab that claimed Gen Z wants journalists to have personalities. I think most people just want journalists to tell the truth. Cogswell responded, okay, this is such an interesting topic to me, and I've had so many conversations with friends and even vented about it on private because, like, yes, this is 1,000% a thing that exists regardless if we want it to / like it. Girl, learn how to just write one simple, concise sentence. My God. She continued, like, I will say the only folks I see that can get away with not having a voice and personality on social media and still get the same opportunities really feel like cis-het white men or folks who are already established. People will try to tell you to stay off social media and argue its lack of importance and need when I, and the majority of folks I know, wouldn't have 80% of what we have without it. It's such a vital and unavoidable part of working in media now. Oh, strong disagree, but okay. At this point, we're better served not arguing over if it's a thing, if it should be, and moving on to having discussions on who to enforce boundaries. I think she means how to enforce boundaries, teach better internet etiquette, and keep folks who have to use it to further their careers protected and mentally healthy. My God, she wants a hall monitor for people on social media. This is pathetic. And you can tell that, just the kind of people that these are that we're working with here, because let me see, right here you've got Jessica Cogswell, protected account. She has completely shut down her replies. Sanaya Ahmed, same thing. Sanaya, who has also worked at IGN, GameSpot, Wired, Game Informer, Fanbyte, Inverse. These people all work for the same trash organizations, the same trash outlets. They share things like this. This is also from Jessica Cogswell here. I don't know how many times I can scream from the rooftops that most of us, quote, game journos have zero issues with asses and mommy milkers. Y'all just make it weird. So again, it's not this whole, oh no, we're fine with beautiful women in games. It's just you guys that are ruining it for us. False. You guys are the first people to freak out when a woman appeals to the male gaze and denounce it if it doesn't have enough diversity and inclusion in it. Meanwhile, they sing the praises of those women with those jaw lines that look like they were professional boxers in another life. And it's just getting to be pathetic. All right, guys, I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to try to get another video out for Sunday night. But, you know, I just want to say, first off, I appreciate everybody who showed up for my live stream last night. You guys were rocking it. We had about 70 live viewers at one point, and it meant the absolute world to me. So you guys are awesome. Make sure to check out MetaPCs. Use the link down below, and I will catch you guys later. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out MetaPCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.